Hello everyone. For joining the Mockyard development blog, or we can say the development log again. What was the agenda for today? The agenda for the today is that I want to develop a discipline app, right? So basically, this is the agenda. I want to develop this app. It's called the discipline app. Uh, Goal me is to build this app, and this app is called the discipline app. And we already registered, or we can say added it to the Play Store, so that none of you none of you can claim it. But anyway, you can't, because we already registered as per the new features of Google Play Console. Yeah. So what I was telling ki, I need to build this app, right? And you will like, if you follow me in my upcoming live streams, you can see me building this app from the ground scratch to the point that this app. So what I want from this app, if I say, is being all to find it. So what manages, or before that, what we can do, AI, right? Like ChatGPT, to ask about the discipline. What is the discipline? How an app can help us be disciplined in our life, and what can be the things about it. So let me first provide it a simple prompt. Discipline. And it says that discipline is the ability to control your actions, emotions, and habits, so that you consistently do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. So is the ability to control your action, emotion, and habits. So if I write like control, control what? That's the question. Control emotion, action, and what it says? It says habits. Habits. So through this app, the discipliner app, we control our habits, emotion, and action. Then after that, what it'll say again, like this and this. And so even when you don't want, feel like you like to doing it, so it's basically you have to be consistent no matter what is happening in your life, no matter what you are doing. Doesn't matter. What matters is the most important thing is you have to do every day what you want, what you have to achieve a goal. For example, for us, the Mockyard, Our goal is to make a solo travel ecosystem. Not only we want to make this solo travel ecosystem, but we want to make it trustworthy, authentic, and honest. And what I mean by it, like if a 10-year child, uh, if there is a 10-year child and you spell out our name, that is the Nostos and Notes. Of course, nobody is going to remember the Mockyard except for the few crazy persons like developers or the technical person. But apart from that, the only 1 minute, 1 minute. The only people like most of the people are going to remember our name, that is the Nostos and Notes, and that is our solo travel the traveler facing brand that we call Nostos and Notes. I'll explain it in some other stream, but before that, so like what I was saying ki, if you spell out our name, that is the Nostos and Notes, to the even to a 10-year child, and when he heard our name, he will, like, with the blind eyes, he can advise you, like, if you want to go with them, just go. There is nothing, no if, but, then, how, nothing. If you want to do something that can be done with the Nostos and Note services, go with that. It's like a blind trust, because we want to give them a services or anything that we are going to provide in such a way that you can say that quality of something is like a little bit less or more, but you cannot say that the services we have given is not as per the standard, or not as you expected, or whatever it is. It will be the trustworthy, authentic, and honest experience for these solo travelers. So with the discipline app, we are going to let me zoom. A discipliner control emotion action habits, right? So what discipliner do? It control emotion action habits, self control. So the one expect oops involves self control, consistency, of course, focus, and responsibility. So at the moment, what we have right now with us, we, through the discipline, what we control the emotion, action, and habits of the person. And what it involves this self control, consistency, focus, and responsibility. You have to be you have to demonstrate the self control, the consistency, focus, as a responsibility. So now I'm going to ask the chat GPT, like, if I want to make an app, I want make an app called if I want to make an app called discipliner, What prompt I gave, I just asked the chat GPT if I want to make an app called the what is the bare minimum feature that a discipline app needs to have. So if you don't know, bare minimum is the MVP, the minimum viable product, or the MVP. So if I want to make the MVP, but uh, for the MVP, yes. So it thought for 7 seconds. If you are building a discipliner, I would strip away almost everything and focus on the one thing discipline actually requires. Doing that thing you said you would do every day. So this is the bare minimum thing that ChatGPT suggested us. Like it is as simple as that they uh, explained it. The ChatGPT explained it to us. So for example, if you want to clear the exam, ultimately the goal is to clear the exam, but before that the goal is to prepare enough so that no matter what the question is, at least you have the fundamental or the basic knowledge or the basic idea, the 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 answer that needs to be given for that question. So this is the uh, outline, the basic core idea when you are preparing for the exam, for the like any competitive exam. So the basic idea is you have to prepare in such a way that no matter what the question is, you can simply just answer the question, right? If not in the advanced way, even like you can just answer in a very basic way. So that's the preparation level. So to do that, you need to what you need to do, you have to study. And to prepare for any exam or prepare for anything or do anything in just one day, repeat same thing every day till the time prepared enough to answer any question that they might ask or they can ask. So this is the thing, right? So, like daily commitment, bare minimum MVP could be one. Daily commitments. User create 1 to 3 commitment. For example, wake up at 6 a.m. and study 2 hours, walk 5,000 steps. These what you are saying, these are the actions, the bare minimum action one needs to do every day to reach their goal. For example, by studying 2 hours, we are preparing for something like for the exam or any other competitive exam also. Not like that, okay, we are going to do this. Another way is that check-in completion. At the end of the day, user mark done or missed, nothing more. Okay. Status. Daily status, right? And third thing is the current state, longest state. We, as in Mockyard, don't believe in streak because it is the part of the gamification. So it is not a bad thing, but as per the values, the guidelines we have for the Mockyard and for the Nostos and notes also, we do not believe in the gamification because it is kind of an entertainment. So it help when you enjoy things, many things, it will uh, it will help you learn or easily grasp the concept. But in the long term, it is not a good way to study or do anything. So stake is not going to be the part of this MVP or the full app also. Okay. So and they had discipline score commitment this month. The 24 disciplines came in calendar. Yeah, we are going to have a calendar like which day we missed and which day we completed all the actions. So this is going commitment stats. Okay, so stats does not, that is going to be part of the MVP. The commitment is going to be part of the MVP calendar. What do you mean? Heat map. Heat map. This is called heat map. The heat map. So anyway, I what I would not add initially are against the gamification. No freak and the gamified, and we also have a reason because it is a solo travel brand, but we are building the solo travel brand, and one day you are in a mountains, wake up at 6 because you sleep last night you sleep at or 4 p.m. And because you are enjoying the scenery or the nights with your friends or another solo traveler. So this cannot be possible, and uh, on any day if you break this streak, your whole progress become null. So that cannot be the for a solo traveler. It will be good for many normal people, but 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 the normal people do not care about discipline and all. They just care about like uh, they use this kind of discipline, motivation, etc., and many other things for 1 week, 2 week max, and they just once the streak is broken, they are like मैं चला कि पहली फुर्सत में मैं चला. So it's not like that. Solo travel is it is about travel, of course, but it is more about the discipline because every decision, every action, every logical, rational thinking, or whatever you do, it comes from the discipline because you cannot travel alone without having some kind of discipline. But the solo traveling involves everything, be it decision making or rational thinking, security sense, planning, executing, connecting with people, socializing with them, and exploring, integrate. So there are many things in the solo travel, and one without being the disciplined person but cannot excel in solo travel. Not in the long term, of course. Short term, it doesn't matter if you are disciplined person or not, but simply so yeah, because the reason is because for solo traveler it and test with timing and we followed, of course. I agree. If discipliner is a part of your broader philosophy around freedom, solo travel, and intentional living, then streak can become counterproductive. Of course, it will. A traveler may miss a day because of the train delay. Of course, it can miss also skip because they are exploring a new city, change plan because of weather, opportunities, or local. Yes, it can happen, and there are many other factors also. The For the simplicity, like there are these factors. If the streak is broken, once broken, then more reward in continuing. Like user will generally, even I will generally stop using the app. So it's not good. So I would, what it they say, he would define discipline as acting in accordance with your values and commitment, not blinding following your wish. The bare minimum might be the areas of life. Of course, health, work, learning, relationship, travel. These are what the user care about. Intentional commitment instead of task, bed, wake up at 6 a.m. Better prioritize physical movement today. Yeah, of course. We can do that. Right. We can do the physical movement and study exactly 2 hours. Make meaningful progress on learning today. Commitment is outcome oriented rather than time oriented. Make meaningful progress on learning today. Okay. A daily reflection. Whether did your action align with your commitment today? Partially no, optional. Not a stick figure, just a record learning health pattern rather than scores, right? So what discipline should mean? Peaks XP level point. For example, last 30 days, health 24 aligned days, learning 21 aligned days, work 27 aligned days, 18 aligned days. This tell the story without turning life. If I were building the first version of these screens, today check-in timeline. Okay. Okay. Timeline is of course the heat map. It is the same thing. But I have one another question. Let me ask this to the chat GPT. Like for example, if I have to clear an exam, time is limited. One cannot do everything. Time is allocated based on it. Yes, of course. That I want to clear an exam. Um, and a well-defined bus, and I have X days per day fixed, right? So per day study is fixed. Then how can I be meaningful and other as Might take more hours on any day. This is exactly where many discipline system fails. They assume discipline is doing everything you plan every day. So discipline is doing everything you plan every day. But in reality, the discipline equals to consistently moving the highest priority goal forward despite uncertainty and cost. This is what I was telling. Discipline is not about taking off like I studied 2 hours exercise. Yeah, of course, doing exercise is a good thing. The rigid system is not a good thing. So, for our example, let's say what it says. You want to clear an exam. You have a fixed syllabus, right? You have X test remaining, of course. And a target study load per day, of course. But you are also building products, creating content, living life, maybe traveling. Now, suppose today a chapter takes 5 hours instead of the expected to. Yes. Appears in Mockyard, a good content idea strike, and a friend calls. Yeah, it happens. This is life. Correct. So should discipline mean studying until 2 a.m. because the plan said so? Because I need to study? Not necessary. Okay. Here, most people plan as if estimate affect. For example, study 4 hours, development 2 hours, content 1 hour, exercise 1 hour total. Subscribe. Okay. Then reality arrives. Study 7 hours. Everything break. The issue wasn't discipline. The issue was uncertainty. How? Better model. Think in terms of priority protection. For example, tier 1 non-negotiable exam preparation. If exam is the main goal, study 4 hours minimum, no matter what happens. Okay. So this is the based on the priority. Tier 2 is important. The 0 to 2 hour. Do if time permits. Content, experiment, random ideas. Do when energy exists. Fact, my tier 1 commitment today. I complete 37 planned tasks. Oh. Why this matter for a discipline? A disciplined app student asks, do you finish everything? Because almost nobody does. Steve asks, what was your highest priority today? Did it move forward? If yes, you were disciplined. Did 5 hours instead of 8. You skipped content creation. You put project. But you studied. But I studied. Even study for hours. But yeah, I have done what I need to do today. Less or more is not the question here today, but not like that. But today I have studied. Like for example, today, uh, the fifth day of me doing the live stream. Even if you can listen from my voice, I can clearly pronunciate the English words, and because my native language is Hindi, more in the first initial days, I'm more very nervous while speaking on the mic. But as the day passes, I'm why I was able to improve because I'm doing it every day since the 5 days. Right. So every day I'm just listening in the next day and note down the things and I check with other articles or things, maybe these videos on YouTube. I just try to improve it. So yeah, that's how I work. For example, the imagine 100 days, 90 hours syllabus, days 5 hours per day. Your discipline commitment is the maintained pace required to finish, not study exactly 5 hours. Day I do 2 hours, someday I make 8 hours. Average matters more. Okay, got it. That is why if I were designing discipline, the core concept would not be the strict task or daily. What is your current mission? And every day the user answer, did today's action move the mission higher? Like doing the task daily is to be tied with some kind of goal that you want to achieve in the long run. Like for example, you want to clear the exam. So to clear the exam, you have to study every day. You have to study each day, right? Yeah, of course. So that will be it. Like uh, as a solo founder, my goal is on to you already. What will my given what I know about you today, that you are focused on Mockyard and Nostos, you're of course correct. You are building mostly as a solo founder, right? You want income and freedom, eventually enabling more travel ways. You create build in public content. You dislike gamification and rigid system, of course. You value meaningful process over checking boxes. So I wouldn't structure your day around hours. I would structure it around missions. Mission one: build the product. This is what eventually pays the bill. Example: Nostos and Notes features, Mockyard improvements, website improvement, user feedback integration. Every day should move this forward. Mission: create content, because product without distribution grows slowly. Articles not because data, just because you are documenting. Learning never stops in any field, any whatever you choose, learn. But for some field, learning is more like a hectic niche. It is like a easier, more interesting also. And for me, the learning for solo traveling is like, oh wow, I just want to do. Yeah. Example: CEO, content writing, development, travel ecosystem. Yeah, of course, this is where, yeah, I want to live. A founder day, instead of I do X 10 to 10, why think deep workflow. Highest leverage task, usually development goal. That is the single most important thing that moves Mockyard over here, of course. Creation blog, create one thing, example, stream, article, short, post, or article per day. What I would avoid: many solo founders try, study, build, content, daily minimum, one meaningful product improvement, one published artifact, what learning is. Now we have read so much through the chat GPT, and if I were like searching from the Google, it's quite difficult to gain such insight. Yeah, AI is quite useful for developer also, even for the content writers or anyone. Just you have to have a good understanding of what you are asking. It's not like you can ask anything and expect the good result. So, if I were make for such purpose, how MVP gonna how MVP You are building discipline around your philosophy, then don't build another habit tracker. Of course, we don't want the habit tracker app. Why would be? There is there is no need. There are lots of like thousands of habit tracker app. It already has like Habitica, Loop habit tracker, Streaks, Todoist. Yeah, of course, Todoist is my favorite. Okay. So most of them optimize for repetition, streak, daily habit checklist. You seem to be optimizing for am I allocating my limited step towards my current mission? Yes, that's the different problem. And user define a mission, of course. End goal. Mission is the end goal. Uh, mission. User define a mission. One active mission. This only one. Okay. Break down the objective. Objective. Nothing fancy. Just milestones. Okay. Milestones. Focus. We will have a review. The timeline, of course. It is a most app ask did you complete your task? Like I have a all this can be done question. Why question I have? That exactly question you should ask. The answer because Notion already does 90. Let's look at your own workflow. You already have Notion, Para, project management, notes, goals, planning. An app that only adds. Of course, would anyone store other? They were, but it is not studying. time today was YouTube learning, health, life, and you know all of difficulty is what deserve my attention today. For information. Another thing Nation doesn't have stars on YouTube videos, stars on Mockyard. This highest leverage action. That's but this is that I would challenge the premise. To define goals in Notion, many prioritize tasks use current software program. What to do, but I don't consistently do it. Would it magically make you make difficult decision? I think your biggest challenge isn't the habit not organization. Challenge is usually one of us attention, energy, emotional. This will ask yourself what happened last week that I had the perfect decision. Nothing. I just needed to sit down and do. No, it won't help, right? Oh, it won't help. Then in generic discipline app, those solve external problems for user. Discipliner as currently defined in that you already solved. Question, of course. Before writing a single line of code, I would ask what a unique insight about disciplines keep on a calendar. 90 days you look action. Mockyard development, editing 30-minute research. The 90 days discipline could reveal time allocation, Mockyard, XP is really use serial data. So, like if like not going to build it if that it months. So I want to have a sense. Why people lose sense of their life was major events, big achievement, failures, but they don't remember what they spent, what they were working on, what project dominated their attention, how they changed, what projects dominated their attention. Thing becomes silly. Yeah, of course. As the time passes, nobody remembers everything. Build an app, you open app, I have done this, had done this. Okay, Shalonging. Yeah, this is I want. Is I want. Definitely, I want. This is what I was trying to find out because I want to keep track of what I'm doing. Yeah. So, after a week, I can review without putting everything in my mind or just noting everything. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, because mobile is available widely and any most of the people have access to it, and whoever can identify how the life is going. Yes, yes, this is the thing. If your life is ultimately action, right? Yeah. So, thanks very much for your consideration. This idea, I just want to build it. Now that is a foundation worth building. Notice how different this is from tracking habits, big complete tasks. Those are behavior management apps. Your idea is closer to your actions or the biography you are writing every day. Yeah, of course, because like what I am doing today will be the basis for the things that will happen on in the future. What I do today will come back in the future. Like if I do 10 push-up for a week, after a week I feel my muscle is more stronger than a week before, right? So that is the result what I do every day. Yeah, I want to do. Yeah, this is what I want to build. That's why I like the uh, AI. I'll say like AI is not a good thing. You, bro, you have to use it to your advantage, not against your advantage. Like if I search this kind of thing, it will never come to me. Like most of the things are written by the peoples. This is like a direct one to one. We are just, although it's not perfect and it have many also, but yeah, it's a good thing. That is the yes. The biography. Core plus. Most people ask, "Who am I?" Discipline answer. Look at your actions. Yes. because you are not your intentions, you are not your goals, you are not your plans, you are the accumulation of your action. Yeah, of course, this is the core thing. Yeah, the core thing. What I do daily is what is me, of course. And if I say like uh, I want to get belly fat removed, I just need to do some action daily in that direction, na? So that in like future I get the belly fat removed, and and of course might get the 17 or 10 packs also, but that's not the thing. Like joke. So that's it. That's the thing I want to build this app. This is my idea. And currently also you are, if any one of you are listening to me right now, like communication is also going to change or slower and calmer in my speaking. So yeah, that's change. And as the time passes and more and more with consistency with and with by the grace of the god, I I'm going to have more clarity of what I am doing in my life, how it is. So yes, so what problem does it solve? Today people know what they want, what they plan, what they fail. Yes, they rarely know where their time actually want. Someone said health is important to me. Data says health related action 4 hours this month. Someone say I want to build a startup. Data says startup action 11 hours, content consumption 74 hours. The app doesn't judge, it reveals, of course. So, so this is to remove. MVP. MVP we are going to have logging, life areas. Create categories. Yes, areas means categories. Section blocks to somewhere. Of course, the timeline. The activity question like what dominated life, what changed, learning, painting your, what dominating your life, what changed this week, what are coming, other thing, what makes it unique. Store में but life chapters. Third chapter, the primary focus, Mockyard, major action. Then July to December, the traveler chapter, primary focus, Nostos, years. We will discuss this. Imagine a tagline, some like your action tell your story. See who you're becoming, the life you are actually living. Maybe we can find something. Person is not feeling alive. Action tell your story. What do you do? What you do is who you become. This one I like. I like this one. Or your action define you. Pros, short, powerful, easy to remember, confident judgment. Okay. Have discipline, tell like your life is written for promise, so you who you are becoming. Your life is written by your action. You are becoming disciplined. Okay, okay. So that's it for now. And we have a good discussion with the chat GPT and him. And finally, we what I say, we reached what I want to do in this live stream. Like I want to have some foundation that the app can be built on, and very, very, very happily I can say that yeah, I got the idea, the foundation that I'm going to build this app on, and of course this is going to be one of the best thing in this solo travel ecosystem that we are building. We just show you, we will show you who you are, not what you say, but what you do. Will show you. And if I can say, if you say what you are, we will reward you for this in the yes. That's it for today. Thank you for joining. If anyone is watching, of course, like no one is watching. And if uh, thank you everyone for watching this stream, and you have a nice night. Thank you.